Hi, it's Donna with yourtimetoblossom.com. And here I am, another Wednesday at 2 o'clock, almost 2 o'clock on Pacific time. And I'm here to reflect with you on yet another aspect of our lives as women 50 and older in transition. And I just got back from being with my neighborhood garden club, and we went to visit the Gamble Gardens over in Palo Alto, and an awesome, very cultivated, cared for, and loved garden. And today we're having a bit of a heat spell. We've been freezing for months, and all of a sudden yesterday, the temperature drastically changed, and everything that was in bud is now in full bloom, it seems like. And what caught my attention in the gardens this morning was a whole section that is butterfly friendly. It's got all the kinds of plants that are supposedly attracting the butterflies. And it got me to thinking, because I knew this afternoon I'd be visiting with you. It got me to thinking about butterflies. And I was reminded of a quote from Maya Angelou that the very wise, wise woman, and so poetic and articulate, and could really capture the words to express a really profound insight. So here's what Maya, one of the many things I'm sure she had to say about butterflies. She said, "We delight in the beauty of the butterfly, but rarely admit the changes it has gone through to achieve that beauty." And I'll read that once again, just to let it sink in. We delight in the beauty of the butterfly, but rarely admit the changes it has gone through to achieve that beauty. And here we are at midlife and beyond, and looking back over our lives and possibly finding ourselves at this very moment right in the middle of a transition. It really and truly is a very uncomfortable place to be. And throughout our lives, we need to go through many transitions as we evolve and grow into our real and true self. And I'm always called back to the metaphor of the caterpillar turning into or transforming, building a chrysalis around itself in order to become the butterfly. Now, what we don't really look at, and we can't see actually because it's in the dark inside the chrysalis. From what I understand, the caterpillar completely falls apart. There's something called imaginal cells that transform from the caterpillar into the butterfly. And in my women's circles, we often call this time in the metamorphosis process the mush. We feel like we're in the mush. We have no sense of where we are, where we're going. We're completely disoriented. We're no longer that caterpillar, but we're not the butterfly yet. And this can show up in our lives in all sorts of ways. Plans that we had fall apart, friends get sick, possibly die or move away. You run into glitches when you're dealing with corporate customer service or technical glitches, and sometimes can be very serious. For example, dealing with fraud. And these kinds of things can really and truly send us into a tizzy and leave us just baffled, absolutely baffled and bewildered about where am I, what's going on, why is it? Oftentimes we're asking, why is this happening? And really and truly, we live in a benevolent universe. The media would have us believe that the world is falling apart and there's no good left around to be had for anybody. And yet, all over this earth, there are good people experimenting and trying new forms of creating services and products for the good of the whole. And so, in the midst of this feeling of personal and global malaise, it's really important to go back and remember the process of the caterpillar turning to mush and becoming the butterfly. So I leave you with that metaphor for this week. We're coming into full bloom springtime, though some parts of the country and the world are still covered in snow. Take some time to put whatever you're experiencing in the larger context. Remember to breathe deeply in and out. Take time to let go of whatever thought patterns are pulling you backwards, pulling you down, and not serving you anymore. Let go of those thought patterns and move on to putting a life-giving twist on how you perceive what you're going through. You don't hear me saying it's easy. It can be simple, but not necessarily easy. But I'm here to say it's worth it. Everything we're going through is custom designed just for us, believe it or not, for us to become ever more who we really are. So I leave, here I am losing my voice thinking about it and talking about it. I leave you with that for this week. I invite you to leave a comment below on what is your experience of being in the mush. I'm sure this isn't your first go round with it. And what does life experience have to serve you as you go through it yet again? All right. So I look forward to visiting with you again next week. Enjoy the butterflies and remember what they went through to take on such beauty. That's indeed what's happening for you and me. All right. Sending you all my love and support, and enjoy this next week.